Hello guys, and welcome back to Woody Travels here on YouTube for a very special episode. I'm here today at London Heathrow Airport. We're at Terminal 5 with British Airways, getting ready to jet off to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. But why are we travelling to Abu Dhabi? Well, it could only be for one thing, couldn't it? It's for the Formula 1 season finale. Yes, we are flying out for the Formula 1 season finale. Just a few days' time, we've got a three-way title fight between Max Verstappen, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri coming your way. And honestly guys, I am so excited for this one. So this episode here, it's going to be a little bit of a preview of stuff that's going to be coming in the next few episodes. We're going to be there for the F1, we're going to be there Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So I'm going to bring you all the practice sessions, the qualifying, and also of course the main event, the race day, when one of the three drivers that I just mentioned, Norris, Verstappen or Piastri, will be crowned world champion. Can Max Verstappen get his fifth world championship, or can Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri get their first world championships? In this episode, I'm also going to give you my thoughts ahead of this crucial final race of the season. I've been a Formula 1 fan for, well, pretty much my whole life, and went to my first race a few years ago. Went out to Qatar to watch the Qatar Grand Prix, and then last year I went to watch the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. You may recall that's the one where Lewis Hamilton won his first race in what felt like forever in his last British Grand Prix with Mercedes. And now for my third Formula 1 Grand Prix, what better way to do it than a three-way title fight? I can remember back in, I think it was about February time, the tickets came out and I had my eye on it. I was thinking, you know what, this year it's going to be a really close one. I've just got a gut feeling. The way that McLaren came back last year towards the second half of the season, and if results would have gone a little bit more in Norris's favour last season, he could have really pushed Verstappen for the World Championship last year. So I just had a gut feeling that this year was going to be a good one, and I think it looks at one point, we'll all admit, like McLaren were running away with it. Piastri, Norris, they were miles ahead of Verstappen, but Red Bull over the second half of this season, I think they've kept developing the car. McLaren has slowed down a bit. They've made a few questionable decisions, of course. They had a recent double disqualification in Las Vegas. Norris also had his technical issues as well earlier in the season, where he had to finish one Grand Prix, or I say finish one Grand Prix, he didn't finish one Grand Prix due to mechanical issues, and Piastri crashed out, I believe that was in Singapore, something like that. He had a nightmare weekend recently as well. So, you know, Verstappen and Red Bull have just kept capitalising on this, even without a second driver this season, like he had with Perez a few years ago, who was capable to support a title fight. He's pretty much done it all on his own, which is super impressive. If you think about any world championships in recent years, the dominance of Hamilton and also the dominance of Verstappen in recent years, in pretty much every single season they've had a really strong number two driver to support them throughout the races and ensure that their driver, the number one driver, i.e. Hamilton or Verstappen, is best placed to get the win. So you might be wondering, just how tight is this championship fight going into the last race of the season? Well, in first place currently we've got Lando Norris, who is on 408 points. And then in second place right now, we've got Max Verstappen, the reigning four-time world champion. He is on 396 points. Then in third place, we've got Oscar Piastri, the Australian driver, also like Lando Norris, driving for McLaren, and also looking for his first world championship, and he's on 392 points. So the last time we had a three-way title fight, well, it was actually a four-way title fight, I should say, was 2010, when Sebastian Vettel of Red Bull, like Max Verstappen, won his first world championship on this occasion. So Sebastian Vettel went on to win 4 world titles from that point, but this was his first world title, 2010. And interestingly, he wasn't the driver who was in, you know, the driving seat as such, to coin a phrase, for the championship that year. He was actually in third place going into that race, and he came out to win in the end. He won in Abu Dhabi 2010, got his first world championship from third place. So can Oscar Piastri, who is again currently third position in the standings, can he win the world title from third? We'll have to wait and see. It also happened in 2007. You may recall in Lewis Hamilton's debut season. So yes, Hamilton won his first world championship in his second season in 2008, but in his first season in 2007 he was in a three-way title fight with McLaren teammate Fernando Alonso, of course himself, and Kimi Räikkönen of Ferrari. And again, it was going into the last few races of the season, it looked like it should have been one of the McLaren drivers who was going to win the World Championship. So again, will history repeat itself? The driver will come from behind, going into the last few races of the season and win the World Championship? And will it come to bite McLaren again? So we'll have to wait and see. My honest opinion for this is that if McLaren get the strategy right, and hopefully they do, because last week in Qatar they had such a massive blunder. I remember watching the race, I'm sure you guys all pretty much thought the same, when there was the early safety car and of course the mandatory 25 laps. It just made perfect sense on lap 7 to come in, do your pit stop, have a cheap pit stop. Obviously when you pit under a safety car it takes way less time than pitting at normal racing speed. So I don't know why they didn't do that, because they were in the driving seat, they had the strategic advantage, they didn't need to take the gamble. They had the cars in good field position, so I don't know why they gave that up. And ultimately, they couldn't catch Verstappen in the end. They gave up the field position, and they couldn't catch Verstappen. So, I don't know if they'll make a good call this week or not. But I think if McLaren do get it right on the strategy, of course, Norris is in a much stronger position. I think if he finishes first, second, or third, no matter what Piastri or Verstappen do. So if they finish, say, Verstappen first, Piastri second, Norris third, there's nothing that they can do. Norris is the world champion, and that can be my first guess for this. I'm going to say that I think Lando Norris will be the world champion. I really, really hope so. I really hope he does it. But if Max Verstappen does it, I think he'll prove just why he's one of the greatest of all time, and I think it'll be his 5th title in a row. And of all his 5 titles, I think this will be by far the most impressive, because he's not had the strongest car, he's not had that rear gunner like he used to have, like I mentioned earlier, in Sergio Perez. He's had to go out there, do it all by himself. I think Yuki Tsunoda's biggest struggles have been just getting out of Q1 into Q2, or maybe scraping through into Q3, where Verstappen's still been dragging that car through to get poles and 5 podiums and also get some wins as well. In fact, this season, it's as even as you could really want. All 3 title contenders, they've got 7 wins each this season. So, of course, there's a few little podiums and positional finishes that separate them right now. But in terms of wins, it's 7 wins apiece. So there's not a huge amount splitting them. But I still think Norris can get it done. I think, McLaren, they know, arguably, I think last week they probably struggled with it. But I think they do know that when it comes to the crunch time, they're a very well-established team. They've been Formula 1 for a long time now. Zach Brown's been in the team for a long time as well. They've got a great leader as well, in Andrea Stella. They've got great people around them. I think they will make the right calls. And I do trust Lando Norris to put in a performance in qualifying and also put in a performance in the race as well. But I think it'll be close. And, there's no mandatory stops like in Qatar. So, there's all sorts of different strategies that could go on as well this weekend, see what people do. So honestly, I think throughout the race, and you'll see, I'm looking forward to vlogging the whole race and what's going to happen, because I know there'll be, if there's a safety car, anything like that we saw in 2021. It pains me as a Lewis Hamilton fan to have to talk about it, but when Hamilton lost the World Championship with a few laps to go, will we see something similar again like this? Because when it's as close as this, anything could happen. If Piastri hangs out for a safety car, if Verstappen does, and they get one, that could be what decides the world title with a few laps to go again. And I mentioned that I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan as well, so I am travelling. I'm donning the Plus 44 merch as well. It's got a nice photo of Lewis Hamilton on the back as well, from when he was younger. So yeah, it's a real shame, at the start of the season, I thought Hamilton going to Ferrari, Ferrari looked okay last season, of course. They've been getting a few wins between Sainz and Leclerc. I thought, final year of these regulations, Ferrari, it sounds a bit wrong to say, Ferrari seem to know what they're doing.
A leakage of what?
I have the seat full of water, like full of water.
Must be the water.
Let's add that to the weather filter.
But I think in reality they don't seem to know what they're doing, to be honest. Some of the calls this season in terms of strategy, just where the team's been going, have been next to clueless in some races. I mean, you look at the championship, I think Hamilton's he could finish, and if Kimi Antonelli has another good weekend, Lewis Hamilton could finish outside of the top 6. I understand, for the first time in his career, so in 20 seasons in Formula 1, for the first time ever finishing outside the top 6, and it's for Ferrari, and it looks like Charles Leclerc is also going to have a winless season as well. The Hamilton fan in me and the ultimate believer thought that maybe this season going into the last year of the regulations, it could be, a Hamilton, Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Leclerc, potential title fight, Chuck Russell in there as well. I was thinking, could we have 5 or 6 different drivers fighting for the title? And Russell's looked good this season, a little bit off it. Mercedes not quite there with McLaren and Red Bull, but for the Ferrari drivers, it's just been an absolute nightmare season. Like I say, it's looking like no wins all season. Charles Leclerc's got a few podiums this year. Hamilton started with some good promise as well, because he had a really good sprint weekend in China, got the sprint win, and it's just gone downhill from there, really. So it's a real shame to see. Like I say, it looks like Kimi Antonelli, the rookie who actually replaced Hamilton at Mercedes, could finish ahead of Hamilton this year in the standings, which would be pretty crazy, to be honest. I don't think many people would have predicted that before the start of the season. We did make sure to grab some food here at Heathrow as well, so we went to Wagamama's. There's one here at Terminal 5, so we're flying British Airways, and all the British Airways flights go out at Terminal 5. They have a whole terminal themselves here at Heathrow, so in Terminals 3 and 5 there's a Wagamama. We went in there, it's good food that we know, and also we're flying tonight it's 10:10 we're flying at. It was 9 o'clock when I booked the flights, but it's been knocked back to 10 o'clock in the past few months by British Airways, so we're not flying until after 10 o'clock. We're literally flying overnight, landing in Abu Dhabi. We get there at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're going straight out because we've got tickets to the theme parks. That's a brilliant thing about this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix weekend, is there's so much stuff you get included as well. So we get free entry to the Ferrari World. There are other ones as well on Yas Island that you can go to, but we want to go to Ferrari World. But there's a few different options, like Warner Bros. World and Sea World, different things like that. So you get that included with your race weekend ticket. Then there's also Post Malone playing on a Friday night. We've got Metallica playing on the Saturday night, and Katy Perry playing on the Sunday night. So 3 massive names in music, all different. Of course, you've got kind of country rock, Post Malone, you've got metal with Metallica, and you've got pop music with Katy Perry as well. So we'll be staying for those shows. Sadly, I don't think I'll be able to show you much of any of those shows on YouTube, because I think a few seconds into any of those songs I'd be getting a copyright strike against the channel. That's not what I need. The channel's been growing well, so I don't need those copyright strikes. But do make sure to follow me on social media. All the links are down below, so by the time you're seeing this video, of course I won't have been to the events yet. Hopefully you're watching this on release day. I'm going to drop this video, literally going to edit it tomorrow, get it straight out so you guys can see this preview before the race weekend even starts. And yeah, follow me on social media, you'll see everything on there. I'll post some stories, post some posts from there, and you'll see it on Instagram. So links in the description down below. Make sure to go support on there as well. And that seems like an ample time to mention as well, if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe. We hit 1,000 subscribers this year, which starting the year on I think about 60 or 70, I could never have dreamed to have got to this point, and for it to grow so quickly. Genuinely took nearly a year to get to 60, 70 subscribers, and then in less than a year I've gone, at this point I'm close to 1,100, so been really great growth. That 1,000 subscriber mark was a big goal for me, so now let's get to 10,000. So I really appreciate any support, and if you do like today's video, please make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video down below. So let me get back to Wagamama's. So we went to Wagamama's here in Terminal 5. It was okay. It was something quick, something that we know. Seemed quite expensive though. I mean, I got some chicken gyoza for a little starter because I've not really had a proper meal today. So I got some chicken gyoza, and I got a chicken katsu curry, and Alex got a chicken yakisoba as well. We both got a Coke each as well, or Diet Coke I should say. And it came to like £30, which it was nice, but I remember coming away from it thinking, Christ, that's like half a weekly food shop I've just spent on a little bit of chicken rice and some chicken dumplings. So an expensive start to the trip, and we're going out to Abu Dhabi, and then we're also going on to Dubai as well. So this is not just a trip for the Formula One, this is a trip that's going to also have almost a part 2 to it as well. So we've got 4 nights over in Abu Dhabi, so we're going to do a few different things there. We're going to go to the Sheikh Zayed Mosque as well. So I mentioned we're going to do the Formula One. We'll go to the Sheikh Zayed Mosque. That is an incredible building. I had the pleasure of going there a few years ago on route through to Thailand. I stopped for Abu Dhabi in a few days, and it was well worth it. Well, I've done quite well to this point, which I've known walking past, but thank you to the 2 British Airways staff that just came cruising through. So where was I? Oh yeah, we were at Wagamama's. We've got plenty of things planned. We're going to the things like the Sheikh Zayed Mosque. It's an amazing building, and had the pleasure of going there a few years ago. So really looking forward to doing that as well. So we've got a good few things planned in and around Abu Dhabi, as well as the Formula One. Then we're also going to go on to Dubai as well. Got lots of cool stuff planned there. Lots of stuff booked and ready. So make sure to stay tuned. This series is going to be absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to bring you guys along with me. I'd love to hear from you guys as well. I want to know your predictions. Who do you think is going to win the race? Who do you think is going to win the World Championship? Will Antonelli finish ahead of Hamilton in the standings this year? Any thoughts at all on the race? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. Like I say, my big prediction is that I think Norris, he will get the podium that he needs, and Lando Norris will be world champion. I think Verstappen will finish second in the standings, and it will be Piastri in third. So I think it'll finish as it is now. In terms of the race, it's really hard to call because, of course, we've not had any practice yet. We've not seen, obviously it's not been qualifying yet, so we don't know how the grid's going to look. But I definitely think that Norris will find a way to get top three. And I also want to know, guys, papaya rules. Papaya rules, they've been the talk of the town for the past, year and a half, 2 years, something like that, since they first got mentioned by Zach Brown and Andrea Stella. Will McLaren make Oscar Piastri move out of the way if it's clear that he's got no chance to win the World Championship? You know, Verstappen's ahead of him. Say it's Verstappen in first, Norris in fourth, and Piastri in third. Let's say something like that. So it could be Russell in second, let's just say, for argument's sake, or maybe Hamilton in second. We can all dream. Will McLaren say to Oscar Piastri, your World Championship's gone, move out of the way, let your teammate take it? All season they've been allowed to race, and it's been very much, barring one or two little things, it's been pretty much for the past year and a half, go out, do your own thing, you're racing your race, don't crash into each other, which ironically, actually, you may recall in last year's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, is what Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri did. I think it was the very first corner. So imagine the scenes if that happens again this year, either with the same combination of drivers, or one of those drivers, or a different combination of those drivers, gets taken out in one of the corners. Because that's the big risk, going into a race like this, is that it's not just who you're competing with, as in for the championship. Imagine if you've got a back marker who gets in the way, who comes out of the pits at the wrong time, might bump wheels with you. Someone you're trying to overtake, again, like I mentioned, you could have a Russell, or Leclerc, a Hamilton, someone like that in first, second, third place at any one point. You try a big dive bomb, a big lunge, which is, what we know Max Verstappen likes to do. If you go a little bit too aggressive in a race like this and you crash, that's it. You're done completely. Your race, your season is completely out of your hands at that point, and more than likely, in fact, if not certainly, unless you're Norris and you've taken out Verstappen and Piastri at the first corner and you're all DNF, you've pretty much ruined your chance of the World Championship. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. But again, if you were Zach Brown, if you were Andrea Stella in that position, what would you do? Would you say to them, fight till the end, and at no point should you give up track position to help your teammate out if it means they're going to win the World Championship over Verstappen and Red Bull? Or do you say to them, right, it's coming towards the end, last lap, or even on the last corner, let Lando through so he can get the World Championship? I think genuinely, Formula One fan base, Formula One Twitter, Formula One TikTok, Formula One YouTube, everything would explode if McLaren said to Piastri, let Norris through, and he said no. I think that would be probably the most, if not one of the most iconic moments in Formula One history, if he got told to let his teammate through for the World Championship and he said no. So we'll wait and see how that pans out. I am confident that Piastri will move over if it comes to that, but we'll have to just wait and see. And if it does come to that, then I'm sure we'll be in for a great race, because if it is that close to the point where Piastri's got to pull over and let Norris, overtake him, then it means that Verstappen's winning. There's probably been some good overtakes, some good changes, and also potentially some controversy as well. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. But it's hard to predict that sort of stuff until we've got through qualifying, or at least the first few practice sessions. It's just gone 9 o'clock now, so it's time for us to head to the gate. Now, we wouldn't normally head to the gate this early, but here at London Heathrow Airport, if you're going even from the sea gate, which is what we're doing, then it's a 20-minute train journey to get there. So the A gates, the ones that are right here. So as you come through security, if you are in the A gates, then you've probably got a 5-minute walk max. If you're in the B gates, I think it's about a 10-minute journey to get to the B gates. But if you're in the C gates, then like I said, 20 minutes. So it's actually not going to be probably, we haven't even got to the train bit yet, so it'll probably be 20 past, 25 past, something like that, until we even get there. And I'm sure they'll probably start to potentially close the gate off around quarter to something like that. So the flight is on time, which is great for us. Like I say, we've already had our food, so we're literally going to go on board, get to sleep. We've got about 6.5, 7 hours, and we'll land at 9 o'clock local time, which will be 6 a.m. on our body clocks, something like that, give or take a little bit. So yeah, like I say, just trying to get as much sleep as possible because we've got a full day tomorrow. Land in Abu Dhabi, go grab the bags, and then head straight off to Ferrari World to go have a full day at the theme park over there. So very long and very slow escalator to get down to the bottom. There are some lifts just there, so I'd almost say you probably better just jump in a lift because these escalators are very, very, very slow. Got quite a few people waiting here for the next transit, so there'll definitely be a space, but it's looking like it might be quite busy on here actually. We're about 10 minutes in to this supposed 20-minute journey to get over to the gate, so we're just walking over to our gates now. It was pretty quick, so if it does take 20 minutes end to end, I'll be surprised. We're at C66, so I think one of the further ones away, because I can see there's a few here, like 52, that's right here, but we're still walking around right now. But yeah, just like I say, bear that in mind. If you are flying from Heathrow, you are with British Airways. If you're not on A gate, it's not going to be right in front of you. Turns out we're at 65, not 66. Someone almost had us go into Nigeria. So that is our plane right there. I think we're in boarding group 5 and it's currently 0 to 3 going on board, so we've got to just wait. You can see there's a double-decker Airbus A380. I believe that's the one that goes through to Australia and just stops off in Singapore, refuels, then bounces back onto Australia from there. So kind of all in one go, but also not. Oh, and another prediction for this weekend, I'm also predicting a Lance Stroll DNF. It's going to come, last race this season. And could a Lance Stroll DNF decide the World Championship like it did in 2021 when Nicholas Latifi crashed? We'll wait and see. So we just got given brand new tickets when we were at the gate, so I'm curious where these seats are going to actually be. We were on row like 30 something, about 34, 35, now we're on row 43, so we'll see what these seats are like. And as you can guess, there is a nice long queue.
Which is now available for you to enjoy.
Right, we are on board now, and by some miracle, right, in economy, actually got leg room. I know, I'm really impressed by it as well. I've got such bad memories of flying on like Ryanair and stuff like that, and it being such small leg room. So it's actually nice doing a long haul flight, international, run a 787. So actually to be able to be in economy and actually have leg room, it's such a blessing, because I've had some flights where you're crammed in, penned in. I remember doing a British Airways flight like 10 years ago to Florida. I was only like, I was 17, 18 at the time, and I was about the same height back then. I was like 6'2", 6'3". Even then, I'd pretty much grown by the time I was 18, and I kind of been just tight and cramped in for the whole flight. So to actually have some leg room on a newer, more modern plane on this 787, it's a real blessing. And as you can see, we've got a very Christmassy selection of films now. Of course, it is only a few weeks away from Christmas, so the in-flight entertainment is loaded up with all your Christmas favourites. It looks like it's a pretty packed out flight as well, so I'm sure there's probably quite a few people who are heading out for the Formula One. I mean, only a few days away, going out to Abu Dhabi. I'm sure there's probably at least half the people on this plane are going out for the Formula One. In fact, I've seen a few people with the Red Bull rucksacks on as well, like team mechanics, etc., flying out. They must have come back to the UK briefly after Qatar to then go back out to the Middle East for this race. Now, it might be nice and spacious on board, but it's not cool. Like, I put a hoodie and trousers on thinking that when you get on the plane it's normally freezing. It's absolutely boiling on this plane, so before I go to sleep the hoodie might have to come off because I don't know if we're waiting for them to turn on the AC or something, but right now it is boiling.
Clearly marked to be pointed out to you now.
Eyes on your cabin crew.
Inflates the evacuation slides.
High-heeled shoes must be removed as they may tear the slide.
This red handle is for emergency use only, and its instructions are found inside your suite. Doors must be secured open for...
All this important information can be found on your safety card. This is...
We are in the air now and en route to Abu Dhabi. So we've got a flight time, like I said before, about 6.5 hours. We've taken off, I think, a little bit late. We've just taken off, it's about 10:30. We were supposed to take off a little bit earlier than this, so nothing too crazy. Should still get in there for about 9 o'clock. So like I said, we're not going to do the meal service either on board. We're going to try and get to sleep now. We'll wake up in Abu Dhabi, so I'll leave you guys with that, and I'll catch you tomorrow for the rest of this vlog from Abu Dhabi. And here we are, we have made it. We are here in Abu Dhabi now. It was a very, very smooth flight, 6.5 hours as planned, slept for virtually the whole flight, and yeah, woke up in Abu Dhabi. It was a little bit misty when we came into land, but lovely weather, lovely clear skies, can't complain. I also have seen a few other people in some Formula One merchandise. Not loads and loads, but I did see someone wearing some McLaren F1 stuff on the flight as well.
Good morning, Air Arabia Flight 3L714 to Tbilisi.
There's the boys' show. Enjoyed the onboard experience as well with BA. They were a little bit slow at first to bring out the drinks. We seemed to be waiting for like an hour or so to get any drinks or anything like that, and which is what we wanted to go to sleep. Just have something to drink before, not alcoholic, just literally some water just before we could go to sleep. So that seemed like a little bit of time waiting to that, to be honest. Outside of that, smooth experience. Like I say, we slept pretty much the most of it, so feels good to be here. I think the flights cost us like £600, something like that, which again on Formula One weekend is pretty good. We're flying into Abu Dhabi, so that's why we're here now, and then when we fly home in a week and a half, we're flying back from Dubai, so we're not doing the same airport, in through here, out through Dubai, all with BA back into Heathrow. It's a lovely clean airport and also super quiet as well. There's people from our flight who I can see are off, but it's very, very quiet right now. Hopefully it'll be the same and be quite a quick and smooth experience when we're going through passport control and immigration. They have got some e-gates to use here as well for passport control, which I don't recall these being here last time when I was here a few years ago, so I'm just going to head towards these e-gates now and give them a try and see just how quick it's going to be. I'm sure it will be quite quick. And that indeed was super easy. But Alex has been flagged. She's on a naughty list. she's going off to immigration. I think it's like a very routine thing, 'cause I'm hearing quite a lot of people's thing going, please proceed to immigration, which basically means the gates won't open, you've got to go for like a manual passport check. So she's been sent off for that now, so I'll wait here for her. We've also got to do security again, so to get into the baggage reclaim area and to get out of the airport, basically there's a light sort of security check just here as well. It's worth noting as well that the last time I was here was when COVID was still a massive thing. So this trip that I took before, I went through to Thailand with my friend Matty a few years ago, and we stopped off in the UAE first for a few days. We flew with Etihad and we had a few days here to break up the trip and see a bit of UAE. And yeah, we had to do like the COVID test on arrival, so there was none of this. You were literally shepherded down a corridor. You had to go do like a COVID PCR test, and then we had to go in our hotel room and wait until we got the results as well. So yeah, it was very different to this. I'm trying to think, do I recall this experience? And of course, the world was a very different place a few years ago. So I, for one, I'm sure many viewers of this channel will be also keen that the whole COVID piece is gone now, the restrictions are gone, and the world is a healthier place once again. Again, that second security process also super quick. So just scouting out the bags now. So we've come down to carousel number 2. So it's just our British Airways flight that's on here. And can't see any bags just yet, but wait and see. So yeah, the good news is bags are already coming off, so a few minutes time we can be out of here. And Ferrari World opens at 10, so I don't think we'll get there bang on for 10, but we won't be too far afterwards. So we've got all the bags now, and you'll notice that we have a slight change of clothing. So we came prepared, came packed, we had like an outfit ready for the fact we're going to literally land and go out for the day today. So we're going to be heading to Ferrari World soon. So I've changed into this t-shirt and some shorts, because literally got a hoodie and trousers on, which would not be the best thing for going out in. But I think it's like 25, 26 degrees today. Wouldn't be all that pleasant. So I've done mine. Alex has gone to do the same, so once she's back, we were going to head off. It's only about 10-15 minutes to get to Yas Island as well from here, which is where all the theme parks are. We're outside just waiting now, and there's so many different spots here. So you've got all the Uber driver spots here, so I've just called an Uber, but also if you use Kareem, that's like the local version of Uber. They've got all their parking spots up there. Super easy to find, just follow the signs, and literally I've already requested, got it, and I've got a driver who's literally, well, must be one of these two guys pretty much here. So yeah, let's go. And that is going to bring this vlog to an end. So we're currently in the Uber on our way to Ferrari World. It's only about a 15-minute journey, so we're there just after opening time. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's watched the vlog today. And if you've not yet left a comment down below about the racing, I want to hear from you. I want some of your predictions for the race. Who's going to win? Who's going to be world champion? Will there be any controversy, any controversial papaya rules? I want to hear from you guys, get your opinions on it, and make sure to stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, because I've got all the content coming from this big trip. Like I said, we're here in Abu Dhabi now. We've got a few days at the Formula One, and then also a week in Dubai following that as well, with plenty of fun stuff planned for that as well. So really looking forward to bringing all the content to you guys. Stay tuned for the next vlog from here in Abu Dhabi.